Hello again. I'm kind of cracking up because I'm I'm trying to record this video and meditation about flow, and for once in ever, the connection keeps breaking. And in this last piece, I led the whole meditation, and then at the end I realized that it hadn't been recorded, it had cut out. And I found myself just being like, well, I give up. I can't deal with this. And I'm like, I can flow with this and more. It's always interesting. This happens a lot actually. How like meta things go. That it's not just a teaching. It's like it happens again and again. And so yeah, this video for me is a practice of, can I flow with this? Can I flow with this video being in three pieces rather than one? And I can. I don't know if you can, but I hope so. So I'm going to begin the meditation piece again, and I hope that the connection will see us through. And if not, then um, then just know that if it cuts out, you can continue to meditate, and you could invite yourself to see it as a practice of flow. That's my invitation. So letting yourself be seated or lying down, and I'll begin with the bell. And if your eyes are open, you might notice me peeking from time to time to see if the video is still happening. Um, but if your eyes are closed, then you won't notice that at all. So let your eyes close if you would. And tuning in with the breath that is flowing with its perfect timing in and out. Breath is a beautiful example of flow. Because we allow the breath to come and to go with its perfect timing, knowing that that's the way that it works best. Not to hurry things or slow, not to worry about it, just to trust that this flow of breath is just right for right now. As you begin to let your mind consider what we've been discussing here, flow, you may get an image of water, like a river or a creek, water moving along quickly or slowly. If you've ever sat by a river and watched it, you note how the water moves. There's no even hesitation really when there's a rock in its path. It just moves with what is going on, moves around or over, sometimes under. It keeps on flowing. The rock isn't something that is in the way, it is actually part of the river. It is the river too. It's part of the flow of that body of water. And so inviting flow is also about, well, we can think of it as cultivating some of these qualities of water. The lightness, the liquidity, the flexibility. The time when you see something different occurring is when there's a dam, when there's some way that the movement is stopped. And that's when pressure begins to build, when that flow is not occurring. As you begin to move into considering your own life, what is maybe happening today or beyond, you might begin to ask yourself, is there a place where I feel this free flowing energy, this ease, allowing? Is there a place where I feel this pressure, a clenching, or a resistance? Maybe this is where you stay with this noticing of what this feels like in your body. Tightness or pressure, or on the other hand, ease. And if you are considering some situation where there's resistance or some difficulty, you might begin to bring some curiosity here. What would it be like to flow, to move with what is happening rather than to push against? You might try on some wording, some phrase. I can flow with this and more. whatever words feel right to you, to remind you there is capability here to flow. There is perhaps a possibility to choose, to open, to allow. Noticing what it feels like to get curious in this way. Perhaps there's a sense of relief. I don't have to fight against this anymore. I don't have to hold so tightly to one outcome. Perhaps, perhaps there's some fear. After all, flowing carries with it a sense of vulnerability, not knowing, loss of control. There might be other feelings that arise. Just noticing what this is like in the heart, in the mind, in the body. And as you do, continuing to breathe, to feel this inner flow of the breath. Inviting a sense of compassion, care for yourself. Knowing that you're working in each moment in the best way that you're able. That challenges arise and that things continue to change. Knowing that flow with this mindful awareness and acceptance is a practice. It's little by little, and it's continual. Perhaps taking this affirmation with you, this invitation to flow as you continue to move through your day. breathing as you listen to the ringing of the bell. Thanks for being with me. And I think it's interesting to take this idea of culture. Culture is really just kind of like a set of norms that we're used to, ways of being that we get accustomed to. And and so for that reason, you don't really have to go anywhere. Um, you don't have to go to a different country or city to encounter what you can imagine to be different cultures. Um, each time you meet a new person, you're meeting someone who has grown up in a different background, who has had different experiences, um, that have that are all sort of, I imagine them like streaming behind and around them just invisibly, and we meet each other face to face with this whole cloud of histories and contexts that we're often not aware of. And so each situation um, has the same aspect of, I come in with my expectations and wishes and things that I think are right, and so does the other person, or so does, this situation has its own context. And then it's about, how do we navigate this? And so I'm wishing you well as you navigate today and beyond. And thank you, if you're watching this in real time and you stuck with 3 different videos that got cut off. Thanks for sticking with it, for flowing. And I'm wishing you a wonderful day.